Hi guys, happy Friday everyone. It is still Friday. It's late, but it is still Friday. I did not forget to come to you guys with a motivational message. I am here. We have company today, y'all. So I'm hanging out with my ex. Say hi, Sean.
Alright.
We are actually about to just go and hang out for a little while and just dance the night away, hopefully, and just have a good time. We still friends, even though we are not together anymore. We just decide to hang out every once in a while. So I told him, I said, come on, make a video with me real quick before we go in. And I already had my topic, actually what I wanted to talk about today, but we were just chit-chatting about a few things before I even came on. What were we talking about, Sean?
Dignity.
That's what I want to talk about today.
I want to talk about.
Yeah, so I wanted my topic for today to be dignity. Yes. So I looked up the definition and everything. I gotta do my research when I'm talking to y'all. So basically, I know you all probably in a nutshell know that dignity basically means just to have respect for yourself or to hold yourself at a high regard, or even it was two definitions when I looked at it, and I was like, wow. Like the second definition is when one have respect for themselves, but the first definition was basically saying when other people look at you with dignity. So I'll take it either way. I love to keep myself at a higher regard, and I always talk to you guys about holding yourself up to a high regard, even if no one else does. Hence the name of my book, the name of this channel, True Value, Knowing Your Own Worth. You have to have some kind of self-respect. A huge amount of self-respect. The way you carry yourself, the way you talk to people, your attitude, the way that you treat yourself on the regular basis. You have to be so mindful even of the thoughts that go through your own mind, how you think, what you say, the way you treat yourself. Self-care is so huge to me. I did not do as much self-care before in the past as much as I do now. I am like obsessed with myself. Like I get on my kids' nerves so bad. I keep saying I can't wait till we move in the house where I don't have to share a bathroom with them, and I just make plans to have my own vanity, and I can just sit at my vanity and just pamper myself for as long as I want to without having to worry about somebody got to take a shower, somebody got to go to work. Mom, you still in the bathroom? Yes, I'm still in the bathroom. So, but when you do things like that for yourself, it makes you feel good. Oftentimes we can spend so much time doing things for other people when you can't pour from an empty cup. Basically, if someone says, well, I'm thirsty, or your loved one needs you to help provide for them for any way, and if you are so busy just pouring, and you are not nourishing yourself, you are going to get drained. You are going to be emotionally drained. You are not even going to want to face even just the daily chores of life, or whatever you have to do. You got to work, you got to go to school, you got to do whatever your day consists of, and it's going to be so hard for you to tackle those things if you don't learn how to pour into yourself. So I have made it a habit for me to pour into myself in multiple ways every single day. Even when I am giving of myself, even then when I am serving, when I relay these messages over to y'all, I am literally ministering to my own spirit as well. You know, I don't just say things just to, you know, say it to y'all. It feels amazing for me to get these things up out of me, because I have taken in so much over the years, and it feels good to get it out, number one, you know. And I am releasing things that I didn't even know that I had inside of me. And I am able to even go back and look at my own videos and just be able to take my own advice. Let me just say it like that. So, you know, it is just so important for you to nourish your own self, and that is one way that you can hold yourself at a high regard. When you sometimes you can just look at somebody and tell that they take good care of themselves, and you cannot put the blame on, unless it's a child. It's obvious that they are taking good care of themselves, because nobody else is going to voluntarily take care of you that well, for you to look that well, for you to just look that peaceful and well maintained, and just your composure and the way that you smell and the way that you you know, just take care of yourself. I mean, you could just look at some people and tell that they can that they take good care of themselves. I'm laughing because I went to my daughter's school last week, and I went around and I met her teachers, and she said, "Mom, I'm gonna warn you before you meet my world history teacher. He's really cute." So I met him. He's very humble, very sweet, very nice, and he was really good looking. But what stood out to me the most is it looks like he takes good care of himself. He was just really well groomed. His hair, it was not one single hair brushed out of place. Like, it was no dirt under his fingernails. His clothes looked ironed. Like, he just looked like his beard, it was perfect. Okay, it just looked like, and you could tell from his mannerism that he nurtures himself, and that is just so very important. I don't think that we give it a lot of credit to, that people can tell when we don't pour into ourselves, because you can almost tell instantly. So I feel like to have a great value of dignity to carry around with yourself, you have to be able to pour into yourself some way, somehow, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, financially. You gotta go, you know, spend a couple dollars on yourself. You know, if you can spend money on everybody else, you can spend a couple dollars on yourself too. Don't go around doing everything for everybody else that you not going to do. Don't do nothing for nobody else that you ain't going to do for yourself. If you ain't going to do it for yourself, don't do it for nobody else, period. So, I mean, dignity to me is being able to allow yourself to feel good from the inside out in multiple ways. Read a book, compliment yourself, nourish your mind, stimulate your mind, be good to yourself, be good to others. You know, just make yourself, you got high quality people and you have not so high quality people, which brings me to my ex-husband. I consider him a high quality person, because even though him and I didn't work out, he's always been an amazing human in my eyes. I have never experienced him not do something for someone, you know, just because he didn't want to do it. And he's very blessed. We were just talking before I started recording, and I was like, wow, he was telling me what was going on with a situation that he was trying to straighten out. We don't have to get into detail with that, But it always amazed me how blessed that he always is. I was like, Sean, you are really so blessed that he is. And if I had to ask myself why, like, God, you know he wasn't no good husband and you still out here blessing him. You know, that joke, I'm just kidding. But, you know, but he's just really a blessed person. And if I had to ask myself, you know, why, you know, which I would never question. If you blessed, then you blessed. But I can see why, because despite of all of his hiccups and shortcomings and everything like that, you know, even his family, you know, sometimes family don't like to value you in their eyes, you know. And, you know, we could be the black sheep of the family. I'm sure he can relate, you know. What you say?
Blacker than black.
He said blacker than black. Yeah, but I say that because I have even heard some of his family members talk about how amazing of a human being he is. They in their eyes, they will say, despite his shortcomings, he is really a good person, and which I can agree. I can definitely agree on that part. So Sean, let me just ask y'all, give you a few minutes in the spotlight. Like, how do you feel about being a person of dignity, or how has dignity shown up for you in your life on both you know, in both ways? How have you learned from dignity?
All right, make it real quick, real fast. Dignity has not been a friend of mine. Just because, you know, they say you're a product of your environment. I'm my daddy's son. He had it just didn't show. And that was the other side. So I had to learn it. Actually, I had to make, like, go get it myself.
Well, your mother's an amazing human being. I mean,
what?
she is one of
she
the...
had, with everything that was going through in her life, I'm talking about, you know, I ain't gonna go talk about being poor. I ain't talk about how I grew up, you know, struggling, this, that, never having, being without. Mom had the dignity. Because whenever you seen her, you did not see the struggle. But, boy, look.
Well, maybe that's where you got yours from.
Yes, I got it from somewhere. And I'm going to tell you something. People say, I don't care what people think about me. Now, the other part of dignity, you should care at one point. Like when you go to a job interview.
To a certain extent, and in a situation like that, I understand what you're saying.
Have dignity, show some dignity. Don't show out. Don't show them what they talk about. Do you know you come there, your shirt ain't ironed? If you ain't, you know, if you're not impressive, your application is, you know, thrown right in the trash. There ain't no round 2, no 3. And you talking about, oh, ain't no jobs out there. Have a little dignity to yourself. Get a haircut. Freshen up. Shave. Iron your shirt. Do whatever you got to do to just show a little bit of dignity. Not for yourself.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
And be for real.
I mean, when it boils down to it, it is for yourself. You know, it's having some kind of self-respect, you know, holding yourself up. Because when you do things like that for yourself, it makes you feel good as a person, you know. So, I mean, you are supposed to be able to present yourself. Thank you for that, Sean. You know, I totally agree with you on that part. And you are supposed to be able to present yourself well, but it makes you feel good about yourself. Even when you walk away, even when you walk into a room, you know, and I totally agree with Sean. Like, you know, you don't have to be out here proving yourself to anyone, but you should care about how you present yourself when other people looks at you, because it in a sense, it backfires on the way that you feel about yourself. When people look, he talking about Sean, what you working with. When people look at you, in a certain way. So, I mean, we can all learn a lesson from having some kind of dignity, to ourselves, just with the way that we carry ourselves. It will take you a long way. I know I used to drive my father nuts because he used to call me so vain, because I always cared a lot about how I look. And I feel like I may have gotten it honestly, because my mother's mother she was just a queen. My mother always talked about how her mother was, she said she would cry like somebody died if she lost a high heel shoe. Like, if she could not find a pair to her shoe, she would be somewhere boo-hoo crying. Now, I don't know if it's that deep, but my mother always said that her mother was that way. She was just a girly girl. So, sometimes when I think about it, I think that I may have gotten it honest from my grandmother, whom I never met before because she passed away at a really young age. But, yeah, you have to have whatever dignity looks like to you in your eyes, however you can apply that to your life and to yourself. And, even if you haven't before, learn how to apply a sense of dignity to the way that you carry yourself. I feel like it's very, very, very important, and oftentimes, more times than none, the way that we feel about ourselves is an inside job. So don't let me just dwell on the outside. I don't want you to get the misconception of me just talking about being vain. I don't want to encourage anyone to be that way. I do think it is very important that we care about the way we look and we present ourselves, but be mindful that it is important that you work on yourself from the inside out, so you can carry yourself with a sense of dignity and a sense of self-respect. So that is my message for today, guys. I hear my favorite DJ is playing up in here tonight, so I'm going to get out and try to get my jig on a little bit before I get back to the basics. So God bless you all. I am so glad that I was able to come to you guys with that motivational message of the day. Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow with another motivational message of the day. In the meantime, y'all stay blessed.